It gives me great pleasure in welcoming you all to today's program. And it gives me greater pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Suresh Ramaratnam, the Chief Operating Officer at Winspire Associates. Suresh holds a PG certification in Organizational Development from IIT Mumbai, which he passed out as a topper in his course. He has been a consultant in organizational development and career counseling since 2020. Before that, he led the SBU at Himalaya Drug Company as a lead trainer. His expertise lies in diagnostic ability, behavioral science techniques, goal setting, and problem solving. He designs and delivers training courses tailored for individuals, teams, and organizational transformation. His achievements include coaching students in IIT Chennai in partnership with the International Coach Federation. He is actively involved in professional associations. He is a life member of the Indian Society of Training and Development and a very active member of International Transactional Analysis Association. Without much ado, let me request Mr. Suresh Ramaratnam to take charge of the platform and deliver his program. Over to you, Suresh. Thank you for agreeing to give this program on our platform. The platform is deeply indebted to you. Thank you. Please carry on.
Thank you very much. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I bow and pray my pranams to all the gurus, including you, sir. And I thank VAC Solutions for giving me this opportunity. Sir, am I made as a co-host?
You are a co-host and screen sharing has also been given to you.
Okay. Right. Good evening, every one of you, and it's my pleasure in meeting you all through this program on organization development and growth, which is part one. There had been never a better time than this, where there is a technological disruption that's happening everywhere. You find that globally, there is outsourcing, downsizing, re-engineering, self-managed work teams, and you'll find that work from home is happening. And you'll also find that globally, there is a financial turmoil. Pandemic has caused its impact, which is we are yet to recover completely. Economic slowdown of our neighbors like Sri Lanka, Nepal, Pakistan, and even now Bali. All these things have an impact on the business that we are looking at it. And with that background, I thought it would be very ideal to talk about organizational development and growth in various parts. And in this particular session, we will be not only talking about the various aspects connected with organizational development and the need for it and what are the challenges that is currently the industry is undergoing.
What do you want? No, put it on charge, put it on charge. I'm going out now.
Someone is... Hello?
I also want to go tomorrow.
Sir, someone talking? Yeah.
Mr. Malayappa mic is on.
Yeah. Right. I request everyone to mute and
I didn't click on the mic. I don't know how it got out. Sorry. I didn't know how it got on.
It's okay, sir. So the next part we will be looking at it is the competitive advantage and how to build on it. And we will also look in today's session about what is transient competitive advantage and why it is important for organization for having a sustained growth. And difference between extending focus of existing advantage versus transient advantage and how to grow your organization is what we look at. Right, sorry. Friends, let me start with a question. How many of you remember when was the first email which was sent in the world? Anyone have idea? When was the first officially email was sent?
1982.
1982. Okay. Anyone else?
Can you repeat the
1971.
question, please?
When was the first email sent?
Can you repeat the question, please?
When the Vedas were uttered, that was the first time when emails were sent.
Vedas. Okay.
Sir, is it 1971?
Yeah, the year is 1971, correct, Balchandar. And do you know the name of the person? Any idea? Someone
I
is
think his name starts with some Ray. I don't remember the full name.
Ray Kamalson, and he sent the first email between two of his computers through Parnet, and that was the first official email. Why I'm highlighting this particular aspect, let's just Ray Tomlinson is generally recognized as sending the first electronic mail between two computers. Just one small change, like how Neil Armstrong's first step was considered as one small step, but a giant leap for humankind. This small activity of with at he has sent the mail made a big difference in the world. In fact, today, the communication channels have expanded to a greater level thanks to this one effort. In fact, there had been research that has been going on in this area, but he was the first person to send the first email. So what I want to highlight is one email, one technological disruption, you know that how much it has altered or has changed organization and its functioning. And today, there is extensive disruption that's happening all around. My question to all of you is, take time, think about it, and let me know what are the changes that you are seeing around you in organization, which was not there even some 5 years back or 10 years back. Yeah, Anil sir.
Now we are interacting virtually. Earlier, it was not possible a couple of years back.
Okay. It was
This is-
possible,
this is
but
one
it was,
thing.
this was less, correct. What you said is right, Anil ji. Post-pandemic, we started
Yes.
interacting extensively on Zoom platform. Meetings are conducted, even company level meetings. It has transformed the way the meetings are conducted in organization, correct. What else?
And the second thing is, earlier we
Attitude
had
of the workforce.
top to bottom, now bottom up approach we are
One at a
following
time,
now.
please. Yeah, sorry, sir.
Earlier
Yeah,
we were having top to bottom approach, now bottom to top. We are just trying to do it.
correct, correct. What else?
Thank you.
Someone else was sharing something. I got listening before you.
I was just mentioning about attitude of workforce is a difference.
Attitude of workforce has changed. What do you mean by it?
Now
The desire
Attitude
to
of
work.
Yeah, please, sir.
The desire to work systematically is having a different approach as casual approach nowadays.
I wouldn't know whether to say it's casual approach. I can say probably flexibility in the working is something that is very much seen that way. We can talk about it. Yes, flexibility in the work people expect Yeah, Balachandar, I can see you.
Yeah. So 10 years back, I got my salary as cash. I keep counting it once or twice. Nowadays, it directly comes to my account.
Wonderful. Very nice. As such, one of the aspects of a technical advantage we are having today is about banking system has completely altered, which has also changed the working of organization. Yeah. Anil ji.
So from explicit to implicit, training programs are happening now in the organization. So explicit learning and now implicit learning.
Implicit learnings are happening. Okay, right. What do you see in this picture? What do you see in this picture, which was different probably 10 years back? You see in this picture something else.
We see collaboratively people are just working
Okay, very good.
Physical
Mobile
meeting.
phone.
collaboratively.
Huh?
They are sharing, collaborating, cooperating.
Physical meeting. Yeah.
Smartphone is just 10 years old.
Yes.
What else?
People meeting physically.
Collaborating way of working, collaborating.
Can you see more women than men in this particular picture?
Yes.
Do you agree that there is a change in the demographics, change in the gender presence in the organizations, and you would find that there is complete things changed which was not there earlier, right? The race, the creed, the age, all those differences completely got eliminated, right? And there had been a lot of difference that is there. As you can see here, there is a technological tie-up that has happened, which has made workforce slightly different from what it was earlier. What I want is, I will take the help of our Arun sir, or I will form a breakout room. Totally, how many people are there? 32. So I'll make 6 breakout rooms. And we can discuss about how technology has come and partnered in organization development and the growth of organization is what we would like to look into it. I repeat it very clearly. We will look into what is the role of technology in organizational growth and development and its changes. I'm just assigning 6 rooms, assigning automatically, and we will just have 10 minutes. As per my time, it's 8:48. We will come back by exactly 8:50, rather 9 o'clock. We will come and we will just have a discussion about it. Yeah, the rooms are open for you to join. Welcome you all back to the main room. I'm sure you had a lot of discussions. We will have
You're
team
back.
wise. Yeah. Please.
You're back.
Yeah. Let's look at various aspects that has emerged in the discussion room. Without any specific order, let me start from the back down. Room number 6.
Yeah. Mr. Bala, please share the slide.
Interesting.
Bottoms up. Hello. I hope you all are audible. I am audible to you?
Yes,
You are
sir.
very much
Yeah.
audible, sir.
Okay. Sir.
Clear and loud, sir.
Okay. Suresh sir, we in the group 6 or room number 6, we have discussed the topic given by you, the role of technology in the organizational growth or organizational change. What is the impact of technology in the organizational change? So as far as
What are
hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
As far as the growth is concerned, the technology implosion or technology explosion which is happening now, it is obviously the business has exponentially growing, and more work in less time, and then more work with less people. Automation has taken place, and then robotic machines have actively involved. Design solutions are quickly converged, as well as process production. Everything has put uh, lot of growth is there in all these categories or in faculties, and reduces the dependency on the people. Like days have gone where the time and dependency has lessened, whereas for finding out a solution, innovative methods have also come into picture.
Yeah.
And
Which
allows
technology? See, one aspect, sir. What technological changes? That's what is one of the questions. What I asked. What is the impact of technology? You have brought it out. Which technology?
Technology in manufacturing, technology in the design,
Automation,
automation, all this in automation from
especially
a
the
normal
PLC.
conventional machines. You have gone into automatic machines. Then from a system on chip aspects have come in. Programmable logic circuit diagrams have come high from a hybrid and integrated circuits, and we have gone into the much more miniaturized PCBs and circuits.
Thank you, Nandula sir and team 6. We'll go to team 1 right now. Team 1. Yeah, globalization was a good point you brought out. And what is its impact on with the help of technology? Yeah, team 1. Room number 1, sorry. Room number 1. Anil ji.
Anil ji?
He's trying to share the screen.
Yeah.
Probably that's why he's taking time.
Yeah, if you're finding it very difficult, we will call the next room. Or otherwise, can we have room number 5?
Yes,
In the
sir.
meantime,
Yeah. Actually, we don't have a. We have not prepared any slide or something.
doesn't
But
matter.
what we felt was collectively we decided that, I mean, it's a known fact. Whatever the earlier gentleman had said was all true. We felt artificial intelligence, IoT, interdisciplinary domains, automation, digitalization are going to take a big hand in the impacting the organization. And there we felt, of course, the production is going to increase, whatever the output is going to increase, the time is going to be saved, resources are going to be saved. But then we again came across a small point that we are right now in a transition stage from 4.0 to 5.0, where there's a lot of discrepancies also. There's a lot of negativities also, like ethics, tolerance, cyber security, risk management has to be taken at a very larger level at the enterprise and at the department wise level. Otherwise, there is not the privacy of every individual, or even whatever the brand value of every individual is at stake. So this is the negative side, and that's the positive side. Both the things we discussed. I think Mr. Hanuman sir, am I right? Anything else you would like to add on to it?
I think mostly are covered, sir. Those points only. Just
Very nice points that you have brought about. As you rightly said, every technological advantage comes with its own risk. And yes, individual privacy is at the stake. That is one aspect, which is a good point. Room number 1, Anilji.
Please, are you able to see my screen, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Room number 1. So first thing is we have, due to virtual working, we have flexi timing, we have flexi places. Even at the coffee house, you can do the working also. You are globally well connected. You can talk to any, you can, even in India, you can give training abroad, any place, and vice versa. And you have a lot of saving of resources. Earlier, people used to come and fly down to our place, and now virtually you save a lot of time as well as a lot of resources and money also. Then there is a lot of creation of jobs also because of this technology. Then we have already breaking the barrier globally, so anybody can work anywhere or from any place. So then availability of information, we can take right decision because of this technology change. Then already said virtual meeting. Then because of artificial intelligence, we have quick and creditable information in hand. Now anybody, he may be a civil engineer, he can, he can also get the information for medical also. So because of the AI, then learning has become so easy because of better presentation and those easy tools. You can give good images, and you can, through even implicit, you can give a lot of training also. Then we have also increased efficiency and productivity by using tools. And because of technology change, we are doing now online banking, online shopping, and other things also. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Team 1. Wonderful points, like learning has become easier, and any place, anywhere from where you can work, all those aspects. Now, Team 2, please.
Yes, sir. So we are Team 2. I will just share the screen, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
So these are the points that we were discussing. Networking is there. Then there was a streamlining of process and automation. There are a lot of softwares, project management example, communication channel and collaboration has happened. Video conferencing is happening. Work from home is now become very much a common platform now. E-learning platforms, digital and paperless, we have gone. Customers experience tools. There are n number of tools. Then the deliverables have also increased. There are registrations and applications now that you can do it very easily online. Risk management and cybersecurity tools are also there. But this is also increasing of fraud and cyber attacks and misusing of technology. The social bonding has begun for, especially for the close relationships. World has now become a global village. Business informations are all available on internet. There is no head office concept now. It's all shared offices. And the disadvantage of this is about for the children, especially the upcoming new generation who are spending more time on social media and who are addicted for this mobile or so. So this was from room 2, sir.
Particularly, I enjoyed social bonding as weekend, which is truth, and children are spending more time on social media, unwanted things. Nice points. Thank you very much, Team 2. And now we go to Team 4. It's because of paucity of time, I'm just going a little quickly. Nothing more than that. Wonderful points. Yeah, Team 4.
Jayasilan here.
Yeah.
So almost all the points what we discussed were covered by other room people. So I would like to present the points what we discussed in the two angles. Number one, through the posterior's approach through an entrepreneur window. The artificial intelligence, the technology, as far as technology is concerned, artificial intelligence has helped the organization to reduce the manpower without compromising the productivity. And it helps the technology has helped the entrepreneur as far as data analytics is concerned. Earlier it was done manually, now machine learning is being used. Okay, so that better decisions are taken to improve the productivity of the organization, therefore the profitability. And as far as customer perspective, through customer's view, as far as customer experience is concerned, the customer experience is increased tremendously. Earlier, taking feedback from the customers was a bit difficult now because of technology. Getting customer feedback is quite easy, so that the product development and service development is much improved. And so that the entrepreneur can make tailor-made solutions to the customers. And because of the technology, the important aspect is the repetitive task has been reduced. Okay, and for example, like CRM software and all, which helped the entrepreneur to provide much better services to the organization. These are all the points we covered besides the point discussed by others, sir.
Very nice, sir. Wonderful. And particularly the data analytics, AI, and how it has helped them to reach the customer very much easier are good points. Thank you very much. And we'll go to team room number 3.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah.
I'm Nagaraj Kumar. On behalf of my team members, which I have compiled, what are our discussed and compiled, I am presenting, plus my own points. See, instead of putting individual points, because there are innumerable individual points, so I group as a subgroup.
Yeah.
And also give a flavor of a country as an organization, in addition to own organizations. The first is reach and integration. The technology has brought tremendous integration internally, externally, and globally. So that there is no longer things can be operated in isolation. That's the point. So second is the leadership, technology leadership. The leadership through technology is only going to prevail in the future. Any other leadership will fail. If you have a supreme technology product, you can give any price and people will be standing in queue to buy that. That's how it's going to change. So here, it's a differentiator. Technology will be the differentiator in leadership. Innovation will be the key. Every person will be forced to innovate because all normal jobs will be taken away by automation and AI. So unless people integrate, they cannot be in the job. And some of the technology need not be high tech. It can be appropriate technology. Example, ISRO's. We did not follow high tech. We didn't reach moon in very quickly, like how America, NASA did. Instead, we used multiple orbit, slow use of gravity, thereby saved the cost. At a very low cost, we achieved our objective, which is a different point of view. Nobody has thought that this is the way. Now everybody is interested to do this kind of way. We showed the way, this is how it should be done. Then the third is the scale and speed. Technology has brought tremendous increase in speed, tremendous increase in scale. What US has taken 200 years to become a superpower. Ever since World War I has taken, US has started the lead. Before that, Industrial Revolution, UK was in the lead, the 18th century. Then came the America. What they have taken in 200 years, China is taking 30 years to nearly reach. I will not say China is number one, but the speed, 200 is compressed to 30 years because of technology. And earlier, people used to work for 72 hours. Last generation, Japanese and Americans are known for very hard working. Today, the same thing can be accomplished in 50 hours because of technology. So that's the scale. And the next is the digital. Everything is digital. You have mapping available. You have documents are digitalized. All informations are available. Transmission, communication, meeting, everything is digital. It is saving the space, bringing the transparency, improving the accuracy. So all that is a very positive impact. Next is the people and productivity. It has brought newer set of skills which are still demanded. People are available, but the skill which you are looking for, that kind of a person is not available. So it's a very strange situation. And unless people keep, unlearn, learn and relearn, they cannot sustain. And it makes people highly obsolete. Unless you quickly update with the latest in technology, one cannot remain. I was studied, this will keep me for next 20 years, days are gone. Next is quickly, I will complete. Productivity improvements are because of this. It is also, all the meetings are the online working and the online training or the home working from home and online training are the greatest impact after the pandemic. And technology is now bringing new
We don't know
world.
whether it's advantage or as a disadvantage, correct?
No, it is more of an advantage only. See, ask any person, work from home. If you say work from home should not be there, means all will be disappointed because they are used to that kind of a thing. Or training, see, we trainers, if online training is not there, we should only come to Ramaratnam's, your place, Mr. Suresh Ratnam's place to attend this meeting. How many people will come?
Yeah.
So all this, the new world order, the way in which economies are growing, the way in which wars are happening. Ukraine war is yet to happen, yet to close. People thought it will last for 40 days, 30 days before the next winter. Now it will go on for decades. That's how things are. So the way in which things are fought are totally different. Same thing is going to happen for the organizations. How organizations will thrive and continue is totally, you cannot imagine how it was. Past is no indication of the future. Winning 10 games will not ensure you that you will win the final in the World Cup. So all these are going to happen because of the technology. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for everyone for your wonderful contribution. And we will just go to the slide. Yeah. See, if you just look into it, one thing that has worked out is some of these technologies, machine learning, blockchain, small data, big data, Internet of Things, wearable technology, particularly health. Today, a person can easily detect when he is going to his blood pressure, whether he is likely to have a heart attack. All these things are there. Telemedicine have become a reality. Artificial intelligence, robotics, additive manufacturing technology has come. Virtual reality, cloud-based technology, quantum computing. See, we saw that one small disruption like an email made a big difference in the business. And so many changes are happening, which is going to change. We don't know what is exactly the impact of it in the things. I saw that in one of our platforms, so I just put it. So glad the whole is at our end. That's what some people may think. But we know that at one end, if it is happening, its impact will be on the other side also, correct? And now, as rightly someone has pointed out, yes, sir.
You can add
Sorry,
ChatGPT
any
also.
team has been missed out?
You can add ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT is something which has right.
Just one point.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt your flow about the cartoon. They don't have the holistic picture.
Correct. That's what is the reality. See, when you talked about even war or its impact or other things, organization, even people only look at my organization, my competitor, my sphere of influence, but they don't understand that even anything happening at Ukraine or Russia will have an impact on your business. Anything that's happening in Israel and Hamas is going to have an impact. For example, we saw that crude oil import from Russia, which was completely a different ball game that happened, right? And we know that how Sri Lanka economic downturn has made China to enter into their port, and it has become a threat. A lot of things are happening, and it is challenges are arising in the society, and it is also affecting the business, which we need to understand about. See, everything is not gloomy. We need to also appreciate that today India had become a 4 trillion economy thanks to the wonderful leadership. You will also find that we have entered Chandrayaan. With Chandrayaan, we have entered the moon. G20, we have become the leaders, and Make in India had made a big impact in the world level. A lot of things are also having, not everything is negative, but what I wanted to highlight is there are a lot of challenges for the industries that's happening today, which we need to be aware of. We cannot be blind. That's why that particular cartoon I just put it out, where you can see that people feel, I'm very safe. But the reality is that how long is a question that is there. Economy, if you look into it, if the European economy is affected, I know in my nearby place, Tirupur, the exports are getting affected, correct? There are a lot of correlation and things are happening in the world level, which affects other countries, which is not affected with the war also. So one more aspect is faster and cheaper services are able to be provided. And lastly, but not least, today we are working with wafer-thin margins, and that's a great threat for most of the organization. Whenever I talk to my friends in the business community, they say that every year we are increasing the turnover, but profits are coming down. This is a major concern that is actually we are able to see that. Okay, let's look at what are the challenges that is there for organization. First thing, as I told you, there is a cultural change that is happening. Work from home, freedom, flexibility, more of women power. Once there is a women entry into the organization, naturally posh, other aspects which need to be taken in consideration. We already discussed about technology, the globalization. If you just look into it, today we know that the world is looking at India as an alternative to China. So that way, we also have more business opportunities that is on the positive side. Economic conditions, yes, there is a challenge that is happening worldwide. Slowing of economy in European countries and US is a big challenge for us. But at the same time, the local Indian situation has increased the business multifold, that we find that no more the disturbances in other Europe or US is affecting Indian economy. Employee engagement is becoming less and less. We saw in the Gallup survey that 69% of people are disengaged, which means it's a cause of concern. Work from home, outsourcing, all these things means that the loyalty part is missing out, and there is more competition that is there, which is all the challenges the organization faces. Sorry. Yeah. We also know one aspect at the pandemic that is there. I just took this particular picture, unlike the machine assembly, because we know that Ford brought about the machine assembly, where it was man, actually the machine was competing with the man. But today, it's not the case. The robot is actually competing with the cognitive ability of the individuals. And do you know that the machines, which was something which we thought is not replaceable, the work part of it which is not replaceable is now getting replaced because of technology. For example, driverless car. We never thought of driverless car, but today it has become a thing. Watson has come out with their legal system, which is as good as or sometimes better than many of the legal experts. Telemedicine, they say that, in fact, 95% accuracy with telemedicine, whereas actual specialist level, it is only 78 is what they talk about. Today, a lot of changes that's happening in a radical fashion. And what is the major aspect which I want to drive here is, can machine replace human being? And what are the areas they can actually replace the human being? Can you just look into it if you just made it out? A lot of people would say that, no, there are some areas which cannot be replaced by machines. But what study has proved is, human intention is in reality is nothing but pattern recognition. If you have enough data and it can be fed into the system is intelligent enough to throw insights. And that means machines actually slowly can replace human beings in several areas. Probably the personal care may not be replaced. The touch, the feelings cannot be worked out, but still we know that today dolls, robotic dolls are also made as companions. That is another aspect of it altogether. I'm not touching on that. But the reality is that today you will find that interactive robots has made a replacement of several aspects. Then where is the future? The future is going to be more on infotech and biotech. Biomimicry is one area where you will find that. Other than that, you will also find that system biology, proteomics, and metabolism, all these aspects are changing it out, the whole health-related aspect. So you'll find that technology is going to play a role in individual's life and even in case of health. While longevity is increased, the quality is the question that you would find out in this particular aspect of it. Okay, we have already touched this, so I'm not. Can you see who is he? Can you identify and tell who is he?
Kasparov.
Yeah.
Gary
that's right.
Kasparov.
Yeah, bang on, sir. Gary Kasparov. You know why I've just put this picture? He was considered the best chess player in the world. In fact, USSR and that particular areas, he is like how Sachin Tendulkar is looked in India as a cricketer for a cricket. Gary Kasparov is appreciated as a demigod in USSR and Russia. But what happened? The very old news was Deep Blue, IBM-based computer defeated Kasparov, which was so shocking at that particular time. But today, the old news is that Stockfish, which was once again upgraded version of Microsoft, it bet Deep Blue. So from human being to machine to machine competition started coming, and the latest one is AlphaZero. How many of you have heard about this? AlphaZero?
Just one point.
Ah.
The Deep Blue was introduced in 1997. If that can defeat Kasparov, 26 years of advancement has happened now. So
Yes,
what
sir.
all can be done, you can imagine.
Correct. You know, this AlphaZero from Google is a machine which started self-learning. Instead of data being provided, here what exactly happened? It itself started learning chess and it itself started experimenting and working on it. And within 8 hours of installation of this machine, it defeated the best computer-based chess using that Stockfish. Google AlphaZero bet Stockfish, which is something, a phenomenal change that is happening. So you'll find that this is something, this is what I was just talking about. This machine is started playing with itself and started giving moves which is unthinkable for human beings. And that's exactly where the technological revolution is making waves. That's what we need to be aware of. We need not be afraid of, but we need to be aware of. And one aspect I want to highlight about one of the part of this session is about the competitive advantage. Organization always, particularly the big organizations, they always thought we are a big force, we cannot be challenged. But today it is totally a different one. Anyone can be actually losing the competitive advantage at no time. Let me just give a thing, like how the human being have a life cycle, a product has a life cycle, even the competitive advantage has a life cycle, which is a major aspect to be looked at. So in order to have business survival, profitability, we need to look at the competitive advantage, but the reality is that no company, I repeat it, no company in the world can boast and say that we are always having the competitive advantage. The competition is catching up so fast that anything can replace the competitive advantage. In fact, our cells, if you, sorry, something you were saying?
Sorry to interrupt your flow. The word here is disruption. Any business can be disrupted with a new technology, new innovation.
Correct. I agree with you fully, sir. Disruption is happening all the time. But what I want to highlight is the pace at which the disruption is happening is what is something we need to be conscious about and be aware of. See, like how product has got a life cycle, you will find that any new insight a company wants to bring about, it launches, a ramp-up phase is there, and then there is an exploitative phase, extension phase, and erosion. What exactly happens is, most of the companies, they make big money at the initial stage of the later stage of the ramp-up stage and exploitation. And they continue to make it with the extension phase. That's why if you look into it, most of the company, they look at exploit. The word exploit looks very different here, but the reality is that exploit is the phase where they take the competitive advantage fully and make huge amount of money. For example, they have invested in the research and they're launching at the initial phase. It will only make up for the research they have made it out and probably the advertisement and other things at the ramp-up phase. But exploit is the phase where there will be a maximum amount of money an organization can make up. But the fact remains that you cannot continue to exploit. Competition will there, and over a period of time, people may get bored with your product and look and move to a new product. And that's exactly where the erosion can happen. So,
just 2 points.
What exactly?
Just 1 point.
Sorry, you want?
Sorry to disturb your flow. More than our industries, more than our factories and product industries, cine industry has understood this very well. Within 2 weeks, they will release in thousands of theaters and collect 1,000 crores.
Good example, sir.
Yeah.
Good example.
And also election,
right.
also election industry, where people are now paying up for 25,000 rupees per vote. To that extent,
that's a very sad affair, probably, which we should not talk about, which is a negative side. And that's what we are talking about. Corruption and politics need to be there, avoided. See, the point I want to derive is, if you cannot reconfigure the competitive advantage, you need to gracefully disengage from that business. In fact, disengaging from the business by any company is not a failure. It is a strategic move, is what people need to understand about. We will see certain examples how people have disengaged and make it out. When you need to know that your business is currently at risk, simple aspect, we are investing the same amount, but not getting better margin. Customers are finding cheaper and simpler solutions, and they are slowly shifting out. See, for example, cosmetic industry, if you look into it, packaging was given a high amount of importance, and they thought that the more the attractive the package is, the more the product will sell. But today, what exactly happened? Nature-based preparations are gaining a higher acceptance. What is Ayurvedic, what is healthy, what is safe, which is making it out. Competition is emerging from places we didn't expect. Can you just think about one example of a bank, a competition for a bank from unknown source, unexpected source, unknown, not unknown source, unexpected source?
Small finance companies, microfinancing.
Small, okay. They are also in the finance
telecom industry entering into
bank, very nice. Right, Jai Seelan sir. We never thought Airtel will start its Airtel Bank. They have a huge amount of customer base. All the days, people were using only the bank and paying the Airtel. But today, Airtel Bank itself is operating, and he says that you don't need to go to the bank. Google Pay. Google, basically, we know that is a company which is not a bank, which was not into finance, but they are today into Google Pay and thereby playing a very important role in finance. And there are times you have to be aware when people are, best people are leaving and they are finding greener pasture with other things. Those are early signs which you need to be aware that your organization requires certain re-engineering or restructuring. As I told you, disengaging business is not a defeat, but it is a strategic move and it has to be always considered. Okay. Now, let me look at the discussion on competitive advantage. How many of you recall this particular picture?
Onida. Devils.
Neighbors envy, owner's pride.
Owner's
Very
pride.
nice.
Neighbors
Very
envy,
nice.
owner's pride.
How many years, but still, we still remember this particular tagline, neighbors envy, owners pride. But what happened to that product? What happened to that company? It was brand leaders, correct? In their segment.
So the audio.
No audio.
Neighbors envy and owners pride. They were leaders. But what happened? They did not upgrade their technology. When LCD and LED was transformed, they were slow. And what exactly happened? Samsung completely took over the entire market and become a brand leader. And over a period of time, Onida was thrown out of the market. Can you see the competitive advantage is completely lost by a brand leader? Another one example we'll see. At one time, almost 90% of the watches worn by men, or for that matter, anyone wearing a watch was from HMT in India, right? But what happened? The moment the quartz watch came, HMT was not prepared to immediately shift to quartz watch. Just 55 kilometers away from it in Hosur, Titan started his factory. And what exactly happened is, rest is all history. That's what is the word that's being talked about. Today, Titan is there, whereas HMT has closed this factory. What is that I'm trying to write? Sorry?
Android watch is also going to replace Titan.
Yeah. As such, as you said, today, wearing a watch, wearable technologies have come. We don't know what is going to be the impact. That's what I said. Competitive advantage is eroding day by day. So as an organizational people, we need to be very careful about and keep ourselves updated. Yeah. Can you just remember this particular one? Nirma.
Surf got affected.
Yeah. What I said, see, you don't know. You may be thinking that you're a major player. You're a global giant. But what exactly Nirma did? It's a very small company which is offering a phosphor-free yellow powder, and their cost was only 3 rupees 50 paise when surf was 13 rupees per kg. It stormed completely. It put HUL in the back foot. HUL, like company, never thought that it will be affected by a product like Nirma. It is a very small company. Initially, it started at the person's home, and he was actually working in the government department. But exactly what had happened, it became the most widely distributed power brand in India. Can you see? even a small player can completely disturb a major organization is what we need to be aware of when it comes to competitive advantage. As I said, disengaging is not a failure. Look at this example. Yellow Pages, I'm sure most of you are very clearly aware of. They used to every year print Yellow Pages book, yearbook, and they used to distribute it to all their clients. What exactly happened? The moment they came to know that internet subscribers are increasing, TV subscribers are increasing, they slowly disengaged themselves from the print media and moved to internet and TV subscriber media. Still, you will find that FIOS customers are there, but Yellow Pages has modified itself and existed and stayed. That's what we need to be aware of when we talk about healthy disengagement in organization. Why people, in spite of knowing all these things, many of the CEOs, COOs, CFOs, they're all products of IIT, IIM, and the prestigious XLRI and all other big organizations, correct? They are all students of it. Still, why they land up into trap? If you look into it, there are few things they make it out. I'm the first in the market, so I'll be always the brand leader. The first mover trap is one of the major aspects organization need to be aware of. Second, as on date, I am giving the best product, so no one can outbeat me, the superiority trap. But who knows whether that is what the customer needs is what we need to look into it. And that's where the quality trap is also coming. I give the best quality, so my people need to buy it. It's not necessary. For example, if you look into the cab service, economy, convenience, Ola and Uber completely took over the luxury cab industry, right? We initially thought, oh, no, it's best, but convenience took over. People also think my territory, my space will not get affected. I know my customer very well. Days are changing. Customers are changing. Their thinking is changing. And the most important trap people always think is, I am behind my goals, my KRAs, and my current year's target, so I am too busy to innovate. Many organizations, the amount of money they spend on innovation is very, very less, particularly Indian companies. Second aspect is also that when they have a very big team, they don't want to join a small team and join the innovation team. They want to maintain their leadership, empires to protect. And that is one reason why many organizations land up into problems, because their best people are not looking at future, but they are looking at current problems. Even if they go for innovation, it's sporadic innovation is what is happening rather than sustained change that is looked forward. How many organizations you think they are way ahead thinking about 10 years away from it? Do you know there is one company, an IT company, which was looking at future of work. What exactly this company did, they went into all, they had a teams formed and they started studying various other industries, and they came out with looking at which are the industry and what are the changes will happen. And then they went with their team and said, 10 साल की बात आपका ऐसी इंडस्ट्री पे ये changes हो जाते हैं. Are you prepared to change yourself? And that is how you will find that Cognizant, the company is Cognizant. Cognizant started working with future of work, and then they created teams which went and talked about how tomorrow's industry will be there and can you come and partner with it. And they started getting huge amount of orders. While all other IT companies were there in software, these people thought about future of work. So these are ways how industries and organizations can grow. This is a very, very important point I want to highlight about. And we will just look very carefully about this particular thing for the next 45 minutes. And how many of you have heard about this term, transient advantage economy? If anyone has heard about this, can you throw some light on it? This is a very, very important concept as far as organizations are concerned, because as you can see here, on the left side, you have extending on existing advantage. On the right side, you will find that capable of coping with transient advantage. If you look at the first one, in case of existing advantage, budgets, people's, other resources are highly controlled by top people of various heads. Whereas in case of transient advantage, critical resources are controlled by separate groups that don't run businesses. For example, do you know that Reliance takes all their future strategic business decisions not from the existing heads, but from a strategic group which is exclusively operating, which consists of financially strong CFOs, CXOs, marketing giants, and technological people. They're all coming as a group, and they come and give a presentation to Ambani about what tomorrow is going to be and where they have to put their money. Second aspect, do we have a process for disengaging from the business? Or we have a systemic way of exiting from the existing business? Okay, see, usually most of the companies, if you look into it, they'll have a yearly budget. They'll say that, okay, our budget is fixed. This is where we are going to put our money, and this is that. Whereas transient economy, if you look into it, they look at budget in quick cycles. They look at budget in quarterly or in rolling basis, which makes a big difference. See, this is where the real difference in making a big difference in growing an organization happens. For example, one of the aspects we just look into it is your best people. Our best people spend most of the time solving problems and handling crisis. In case of the left, where you can see, on to the right, can you see what exactly it is written? Can anyone read? Or shall I just, 1 second, I'll go to the next slide so that probably, yeah, now you can just look into it. Where the best people are spending in the transient advantage. They work on new opportunities for the organization. That's exactly where growth can come, actually. And as against organization structure relatively stable to fit new ideas, it is quite normal to pull resources from successful business to uncertain opportunities so that we are prepared to experiment. This is a very, very important point. I want you to make it. If need be, I'll put this particular slide picture in the WhatsApp group. I want you people to look into it and analyze your organization and your organizational function, how effective it is and how much it is open for transient advantage. This helps technological companies to grow much faster. And this is a very strong book I recommend. I recommend very strongly this book, The End of Competitive Advantage by Rita Gunther McGrath. Rita Gunther McGrath is a business consultant, and she talks about the end of competitive advantage and how transient advantage is going to make a difference in the future. If you just look into it, she says that it is actually looking like waves, and all that she says is, in the waves of the transient movement, there are certain things which may look low now, which may move up And something which is up can go down, and are we aware of what exactly happening? And are we keeping pace with the wave and raising about it like surfing on the waves? A good surfer actually keeps himself surfing irrespective of the waves. Similar way are the business house keeping themselves active is what we need to look into it. Let's take the example of Fuji versus Kodak. I'm sure most of you are aware of it. Do you know what exactly the thing is? Earlier, we used to have that microfilm. We used to load on our camera, the film and take it. And later we used to process with the silver films. Are you aware of it? The old ones, 30, 40 years back. What exactly happened? Two oil company billionaires, they started buying silver. Silver, which was selling at a very few cents, started moving up even up to 50 rupees. That is the time the owners of Fuji got an alarm signal. That was also the first time they also came to know about Sony coming out with digital camera. What exactly, unlike Kodak, which was thinking, no, there is not going to be much of a change, Fuji invested itself moving away from the silver sheet on which the print is taken and moved to digital platform. Today, Fuji is existing, but Kodak is already a history that we all know about it. What exactly Fuji did? It started extreme efficiency in the core business. What exactly it did? It started benchmarking its administration overhead and looked where the unnecessary expenses are there and started cutting it. Second, they started making aggressive investment in digital processing, digital camera, digital marketing, and they also started Koyas in US where instant photography was started making it out. And they also entered into the field of medicine. So what exactly happened? Instead of being a company which was only manufacturing films for photography, Fuji moved from photography to digital to medical equipments and other areas so that they were surviving. So we need to understand that a transient advantage is very, very important in the current scenario. What do we need to do? Continuous reconfiguration of our strategy, wherever needed, healthy disengagement, allocating resources, irrespective of whether it is right now giving returns or not, looking at future in perspective, and a new leadership mindset, which means, no, I may be a brand leader, but somewhere else, there can be a change that is there. Am I sensing that change? Am I prepared for the change? Am I prepared to invest for that change so that my organization thrives? And make your employees like an entrepreneur and start thinking about it. Okay. This is a very interesting thing which you'll find it out as far as the changes in the transient advantage economy. We all know that Google is something which was helping us with information, but today what is exactly Google doing? Google is into phone operating system. Google phones have come. Google has come out with their banking and finance segment, while Walmart, which is supposed to be in the FMCG industry, in the storehouse industry, it is entering into healthcare. Vodafone, internationally, if you look into it, it has started coming with M-Pesa in Africa. And as I was just highlighting, Cognizant started spelling out the future of work. This is a very interesting study. I want those who are keen about change, organizational change, I want you to study about this future of work of Cognizant to understand how Cognizant has done a groundwork where it is able to predict what is going to happen after 10 or 15 years and how organization can change. Yet another great change you can see is ITC. ITC, as you know, it is Imperial Tobacco Company turning into Indian Tobacco Company, and then today it's a leader in FMCG. How many of you know that July month, it has even overtaken Hindustan Unilever? It has diversified to such an extent that no more it is dependent on the cigarette business. So you can clearly see people are changing and transient economy is making a difference. Once again, Netflix, you know that initially, what exactly Netflix was doing? Anyone have idea?
Selling
Netflix?
recorded videos.
Selling CDs.
Selling CDs, very right. So now what exactly Netflix is doing?
OTT.
OTT. So can you see that it made a quick jump knowing that no more CD business is going to be a future. Similarly, constant ideation is happening in 3M and Wipro. And Wipro is the only company, IT company in India, which has got a chief ideation officer and an exclusive ideation department. In fact, I was interacting with few industrialists and members of FKCCI. They were telling the maximum number of CEOs and operating officers world over, sorry, India over, is coming from Wipro, because Wipro encourages its leaders to become self-sufficient leaders, and they start helping them to come out with even small industries to have a startup, and they fund. Azim Premji used to fund a lot of small startups and ideas and say that, okay, go and I'm giving you the money, please go and ideate it. And if it is successful, it's very good. If it's not successful, once again, you can come and join back in my ideation team. Which is why Wipro has made a big difference, not only as a software company, but as also as a company which is helping a lot of startups. Okay, this is once again a very important slide. I want you to look into it. People were thinking only about spending money on disruptive innovation and an application of innovation and product innovation. Can you see in this chart where the maximum profitability is coming? Can you see that? Where exactly the profitability is on the higher side?
Marketing
innovation. Yeah, marketing innovation, process innovation. That is exactly where organizations make more money. We thought new product, we have to come out with more and more new product, and that is how you can grow. No. Today, the studies very clearly show, Jeffrey and Moore clearly highlights that no more disruptive innovation, new product innovation, application of innovation becomes more important for organization, but it is about process innovation, marketing innovation, business model innovation. I'm sure Arun sir touched about this particular aspect of it just a few days back and talking about it. This is where exactly the profitability is there over a period of time. I was talking about the cosmetic industry. Body Shop, as against most of the competitive cosmetic industry, did a difference. Most of the people, they were not concerned about price. They were not concerned about natural ingredient. They were not looking at the customer. They thought that packaging and advertising makes a difference. High-tech cosmetic science, talking about it is very important. Glamorous advertisements with actors, actress will make a difference. But Body Shop, on the contrary, what it did, it started giving low-cost products with natural ingredients. Over a period of time, if you look into it, the industry shifted from high-tech cosmetic science to natural ingredients. Thereby, it became a brand leader. So we need to be aware of where the value innovation need to be done. Is it adding value to the customer? Is it making a difference to the customer, or is it just an assumption on which I am doing my marketing innovation? Am I spending money on the wrong side? Is something which we need to be aware of. Yeah, Ashok Kumar sir, you have raised your hand.
Can I
Anything you
just add a small point to what you said on this
Yeah,
on this
please,
graph?
please.
This is nothing but another way of looking what is called as blue ocean strategy.
Exactly.
Now, what is blue ocean strategy is all about, reducing the frills of what the industry is offering. And that is, you can see that first picture, which is at the top. That is what the industry is offering today. If you want to do a value innovation, you reduce that part of it, which the customer is not valuing today, bring down the cost, and instead add other things, what gives value to the customer. So there are many examples, many products, as Suresh said. Cirque du Soleil was a circus, in earlier days, the circus was the only known entertainment. There is a company called Cirque du Soleil, which has not yet come to India, which is prevalent in Europe and America. They combined, the kind of opera with circus. So they said, we are not going to use animals in the circus because animals are very costly to maintain. Animals are very expensive. The circus industry is dying. So they removed all the animals and instead brought opera, music, and different forms of other acts into what is called as the circus. So today the entertainment industry is no longer the industry which is what we all know as circus. It is something different today. Thank you. Sorry, Suresh.
Thank you very much, Ashok, for adding value. In fact, I'm also going to give you one more example. We know about Indigo, and we also know about Kingfisher and Jet Airways and other aspects of it. Look at how value proposition made a difference. People were thinking that luxurious seats, actually landing in the primary spot, actually in the airports, giving the primary airports, high quality meals in flight, all these things make a difference. But what exactly happened? The budget airlines did not bother about all these things. They only looked at two things. One, low fare, on time, reaching. So what exactly happened? People started appreciating it. So they shifted from Kingfisher Jet to Indigo. Today, Indigo has become a brand leader. This, once again, we need to be understanding what are the factors of competition which actually your customer is valuing. It's not about how you look at it. It's about what customer is looking at it. In fact, we all know that many of the airlines today, they have stopped giving meals for short duration flights. That's not only cutting down the cost, but it also increasing the operational efficiency, cleanliness, and all other factors. Yeah. This is one more value addition, which is making it out a value innovation curve. Formula One hotels are hotels that are there in the national highways in US. As you know, most of the hotels, they look at fancy restaurant, buffet system, great architecture. They were looking at reception, which is very cozy, and rooms, which is very costly with high furnitures of costly furniture and other aspects. But what Formula One did was very simple. They studied a lot of lorry drivers, people who are traveling regularly on national highways, and they found out that what the lorry drivers, other things they want is, they want some clean food. They want some cost-effective food. They want some comfortable bedding. They want very low cost. And they didn't want fancy furniture. They want just one table and something to write upon, nothing more than that. What exactly happened? Formula One hotels become very, very big because it started looking at what is needed for the customer rather than what it is required. So what is value? We know that we need to eliminate unwanted things. We need to reduce unwanted stuff, but raise what customer is looking for so that our business runs successfully. Right. From stability to continuous thing, there are three companies, particularly Indian thing. One is the Infosys has been highlighted about how it is spending a lot of efforts to continuously work on competitive advantage, transient competitive advantage. Similarly, HDFC Bank, how it has now merged its HDFC mutual funds with HDFC Bank and how it has started improving its cost effectiveness and improving the customer service is something which is very, very informative aspect of it, which you'll find it. What exactly the thing is, giving stability in leadership, but dynamism in resource allocation. Providing stability in strategy, but dynamism in budgeting. Providing stability in values, but dynamism in business portfolio, and talent stability, but individual job dynamism is looked forward, and customer relationship to decision making, which is given to individuals, thereby they are able to make it. So that innovation, experimentation, and excellence, which are brought in organization. Lean management. No more the organization takes a decision, but it is about individuals. The question you need to ask yourself is, what in your organization should stay stable? Where do you wish to be more dynamic? Are you ready for a world of continual small changes and punctuated equilibrium? Is what you are still believing it. How many change management stuff you have tried it out? Are you playing it differently now? This is what they highlight about. When it is, time pressure is very high and things, what you need to do, you need to look at unwanted stuff. Capability as value, but not for us, sell it off. Capability is on the decline, the last man standing, spark consolidation, or otherwise try to, for a profitable end game, withdraw. Whereas if it is relatively little time pressure is there, slowly help yourself to migrate your business. If the capability has value but not for us, put for garage sales. If the capability is in the decline, run off. So you need to know when to disengage and how to disengage. And that's a great advantage, you will find it out. An example that was given is on Milken, which is a saying, Milken is a company which is initially a textile company and fine chemicals company. What exactly happened? Slowly they found that their business was dwindling, the profitability was dwindling. So they shifted to flame-proof products. And in 2001, they started making special chemicals and specialty materials so that they are very successful. Not only that, you'll find that they become a leaders in their areas. So look at their emblem there. On the left was the old emblem and the new logo is on the right side. Even their emblem shifted to become dynamic. So transition, transient competitive advantage is the buzzword today in the industry. Ask yourself, are powerful people running existing business allowed to dictate where resources should go, or do our best opportunities fall between the cracks of our current allocation mechanism? How often promising initiatives withered away because there was no political constituency? What do I mean by it? Few people on the top they are blind enough and they say that, no, we don't need to change. Don't bring complaints to us. Don't bring problems to us. You yourself solve it. So what exactly happened? The change that was happening was not brought. The best example was Nokia phones. In fact, like iPhone, Nokia team initially came out with their own platform. But what exactly happened? The top management was not interested because we are brand leader. They said, no, we don't need to change. We are already very happy. We are looking at it. What happened to Nokia today? What happened to iPhone? We know that. So from defending advantage to seizing opportunity is what we need to look into it. If you want our organization to thrive and grow, is one thing which you need to look into it. Next set of questions to ask. Is there an overall framework and clear roles for innovation in your organization, or you're fixed? Is the ideation process systematic, or is it at haphazard way? Is it at on and off level, or is it systematic? Do we have a methodology and a place for incubation? Because it involves cost. Many times organizations, what they do not allocate cost, and later they try to do firefighting. Have we devoted enough resources for acceleration, launch, and ramp up rather than only sitting on exploitation? So what do you need to do? We need to move from organizational system to individual skills, a stable career path to a series of gig teams, hierarchy and teams to individual superstars who need to be encouraged, and products need to be, innovation need to be brought out. Infrequent job hunting to permanent career campaigns. In fact, I still remember in Himalaya, when I was working as a head of the training, we had a 15-year career plan given on the day of induction to all our employees. For the next 15 years, what is going to happen in this company? What is going to happen in the industry? And where is your future? That's how we used to promote. That is one way we try to reduce attrition. Careers managed by organization to careers managed by individuals is what is today the order of the day. Then certain questions for the individuals themselves to ask. In view of the time positive, I will quickly go to 2 or 3 questions. If my current employer let me go, it would be relatively easy for me to find a similar role or in similar organization with similar compensation or higher compensation. Or I have worked for some meaningful capacity with at least 5 different organizations within the last thing. How prepared I am? What are the last training program I attended, in person or virtually? Am I actively engaged with at least 2 professionals in my network so that I know where to contact whenever there is a crisis? All these things are the order of the day which is going to happen. It's not just only for the organization. Please understand, retention is going to be a great danger unless and otherwise you are going to project your organization as the best organization to work for. This very interesting study, which was from a company called as Brambles in Australia. Ashok, you have any idea of Brambles? Or anyone else in this group? Brambles? They brought innovation, very unique innovation. Sorry, someone was talking. Yes, please.
It's namkeen. It's some kind of namkeen chips, like what Pepsi is doing.
Not exactly, sir. They were actually what they did was the strawberries, the fruits, and other things. Usually they are transported in containers, large containers, and the moment it goes to the storehouse and from there to the individual stores, it has to be removed, it has to be repacked, and it has to be made into small shelf size things. What Bramble did was they actually went to all their customers and they measured all their shelf size where they keep all these fruits and vegetables and other things. What Bramble did was, depending upon each of these companies, they started making packaging which will be ready to fit into the shelf of these companies. Sorry, those grocery shops. So what Bramble did was, as you can see here, small size packs in a shelf, in a tray. They started making these small packs are something which will straight away go into the shelf of the individual grocery shop or departmental shop. So that what exactly happened, they, instead of relying on bulk packaging, they started doing packaging according to the shop. They targeted each and every shop and their shop size, their shelf size, and they started marketing their products. What happened? Bramble, almost 10 times they multiplied their turnover within a short time. And where did they do the packaging? At the farm house. At the farm place, as they are plucking the fruits and the vegetables, they looked at the various customers and their shelf size, and accordingly they packed and sent it to these individual customers. Look at the innovation. Look at the customer centricity organization were playing so that they are able to grow, they are able to develop. That's what I wanted to highlight in this particular aspect of it. Can you think of some Indian companies which have changed their competitive advantage? I think I have touched on it, but still, would you like to touch on some of the Indian companies which have changed and made themselves as leaders?
ITC.
ITC, very good backbone. Anyone else? Any other company?
I think Tata Motors, especially in the manufacture of steel and light passenger vehicles.
Yeah.
They were into
Motors.
commercial vehicles. They didn't have the technology. They were into old, obsolete technologies of steel making and heavy commercial vehicles. People laughed at them when they said they can make passenger cars. People laughed at the quality of steel which is available in this country. They took over. They took over Land Rover and such other companies, big car companies. They took over steel companies in other countries. So they revolutionized steel making and they adapted themselves to passenger car making.
Wonderful. Good example. Thank you very much. Shankar
Also,
sir?
bro.
L&T, yeah. L&T, how they changed?
L&T initially they were a kind of heavy engineering and construction company. Then later on they started the tractors and farm equipments. That's part of one of their they started a business and they got into that agriculture sector. If I'm right.
Okay. Sorry, I am not much aware of this particular thing. Thank you for the
actually,
information.
actually, I am from L&T. I served 25 years in L&T and retired.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you very much for the information.
Actually, this one they hived off. No doubt they entered into this with the tractor business and all. The US was dictating terms, and some of the joint ventures did not go well, so they hived off. Nicely, the L&T is now entering into defense. More
Not
of
only
defense
defense,
products
housing
L&T is
also,
making.
housing constructions.
Housing construction, affordable housing. They did a lot of catchy things, and infrastructure development, they are doing wonderful things.
Wonderful, right. Thank you very much,
Nestle.
Nagaraj sir.
Nestle.
Also, in
Nestle.
automobiles, just one more point before
please.
See, earlier there used to be car segments like hatchback, entry mid-size, luxury mid-size. This was the originally defined car thing. You want to buy a car, you want hatchback, or a mid-size entry sedan, or a high-end sedan. Now, and in pandemic, they got the worst hit. People thought traveling was abandoned. Then came Ola, Uber revolution. So automobiles received a heavy this thing with rising oil prices, and people thought, why should I buy a car when I have Uber and Ola? Suddenly they have developed and pushed SUV market. Now everybody is going into SUV. So that's the marketing innovation they have done, and brainwash the people. People think of from hatchback to immediately to SUV. So the cost is going to 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs band. Earlier, 5 to 10 lakhs people was the car target. So this is how all automobiles are simultaneous. It's a kind of a collusion. All they are individually competitors to one another, but as an industry, SUVs are a thing, and the people think that buying SUV is a way of life.
That's wonderful, sir. Thank you very much for the information. Nestle, how, sir?
Nestle. Tomato ketchup.
Nestle, if you, sorry, sir, you are muted. Jason,
Yes, sir.
you are muted. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So they bring in a small sachet so that it could reach, it could penetrate even into the villages. Yeah. Similarly, shampoo, Velvet shampoo. The shampoo was once upon a time, it could be afforded only by rich people. And when Velvet came, it came in an 8 ml pack.
Yeah,
know,
chick
so
shampoo, shampoo and Velvet shampoo.
Chick shampoo,
right, sir?
yeah.
Very right, sir. That's a clear advantage of a competitive advantage which revolutionized today. Oils, everything have started coming in small sachets thanks to Velvet and Chick shampoo. They are basically from Pondicherry. They just made it out, right, sir? And the best example as such, as I was just also talking about, is about the tobacco company. Indian Tobacco Company, which moved from tobacco to other businesses. Particularly, they moved to agribusiness, they moved to hotels, they moved to apparels, they moved to information technology, education, and everywhere, so that they are able to sustain themselves. In fact, as I was just highlighting about, recently they have even overtaken HUL in the FMCG industry, which makes a big difference. It's a clear example of competitive advantage and why you need to have a competitive advantage when you are operating, and you have to look into it. FMCG, hotels, software, packaging, paperboards, agri-business is what it is. Today it's having 13 businesses, 5 segments, 90 countries. It's from their website, I just took it. And it's become the biggest FMCG company in India, passing even Hindustan. So with this background, we almost come to the end of this particular session because it's almost 10:24. So we thought we will just look into it. If there are any questions, we will look into it. And the next part of it, we will straight away go into the basics of organizational development, what it means, how it is looked into it, what is the role of it when in HR, in case of project management and other aspects is what we are going to do it after 15 days. Till then, actually, I wanted to express my thanks to Arun sir, as well as all of you, 27 of you have stayed back. I thank you very much for the time, precious time you spent along with me. If there are any questions, you can ask. I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge. Otherwise, we'll go into the next phase. I'm planning to do this in 3 or 4 parts so that we are able to cover the various aspects of organizational development and look at change management and growth in organizations.
I have one question, sir, before we go.
Yes, sir, please.
All right, we talk about transient advantage and this and that, but when companies have heavily invested in their infrastructure and moving or disengaging from one product line to another is not going to be easy. How do you think companies can manage that transition?
Sir, as such, as I told you very clearly, one of the points which we, if you just remember very well, systematically move from various resource allocation, budgeting, portfolio. It's not over one period. Within a day, it's not going to happen, but you need to plan about, okay, next to 2 years, I know that my profit is not adequate enough, so I need to move from my current business to the new business. This is how the transition happens. And as I told you, I was just talking about Gunther, madam's thing. This is what the new strategy, you need to look into it, even though you have already made it. Continuous reconfiguration, healthy disengagement, innovation proficiency, change in the leadership mindset and entrepreneur career management, which will help organization to move from one segment to other segment. That's what the example of ITC and all other companies we saw. I hope I have answered you, Shyam sir.
Sir, with
I
your
have one
permission,
point
can
to
I add
add.
a point?
Yeah, please. Shankar
See,
Subramaniam.
the famous Kodak example.
Yeah, Kodak.
Yeah, see, they were heavily invested in chemical business and the leaders, because the conventional photography requires a lot of chemicals. So their management has got a big affinity towards that, and happy with the leadership they are enjoying in chemical area. Not that they did not, they were not blind to this digital coming, but their heart did not come away from that investment and affinity. So people whomsoever gave propaganda to digital photography were discouraged. Consequently, they paid a heavy price.
Yeah.
So the
Thank you.
answer
Thank you
is,
for the
if you are not,
information, sir. Thank
survival
you.
is not compulsory, you need not be competitive.
Yes. Shankar
So this
Subramaniam
goes-
sir raised your hand. May I request Shankar Subramaniam sir? I think earlier also once he raised the hand. Shankar
Yeah,
sir.
I just wanted to add to your point, which you were explaining to other gentlemen.
Please, sir,
Right now,
please.
when you look at the automotive industry, it's going under a tremendous transformation. When you see the EV as a startup ecosystem started picking up in 2017-16 timeframe, and now it has become a day-to-day affair for all the companies to move towards EV. So how companies like Bajaj Auto and TVS or Hero, they adapted is, they spun up their EV footprint as a separate company itself as a small startup within their own organization.
Exactly,
Wherein they are benchmarking in terms of cost base with respect to the startups which started picking up from 2016. They studied that and they are maintaining the same cost base, and they can hire the people from the startup ecosystem, put them in the same salary bracket, at the same time manage their own resource in the current IC engine section. So I think if you study somebody more keenly on the automotive sector as an example, right now it is undergoing that great transformation.
Exactly,
but there is a
sir.
confusion is also there. And there is a confusion is also there. But that is how the industry leaders, large companies are adapting right now. That was my point I wanted to add.
Thank you. Thank you very much for adding this point. Ashok sir, you have raised your hand.
I think the only point I wanted to add was to the Kodak example was what Arun Subramaniam sir said, the business model. It's a question of focus and impetus. People who are, the entrepreneurs who are, stuck to their own core competence, that is the chemical manufacturing. So they didn't want to get into this. So try to relate it with what we learned in the last masterclass by Arun. I think it
Exactly
makes
right,
sense.
sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for bringing that particular aspect of it, Ashok, to this table here. It's a good value addition. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone else? I hand over the floor back to Arun sir. Arun sir, thank you very much. And I hand over the floor back to you, sir.
Thank you, Suresh. It was an excellent session, very informative session. As is expected from you, we look forward to your next program. Please let us know the dates.
Yeah, another 20 days, I will just have the next one, sir. I'll give the dates.
But not between 5th of December to 27th of December.
Yes, sir. I remember, sir.
Well, between 5th and 27th, I will be off to Sabarimala and I will not be available. 5th, I'm leaving from here for India. And then, after 3 days gap, I'm leaving for Sabarimala. After I come back, I'll be requiring 2 more days. From 27th onwards, again, the platform will be available. You can use it whenever you want. And I look forward to the session from Mr. Ashok Kumar.
Yes.
And my session on success through the frames will be on 30th of November. I hope to see you all then. Thank you, friends. Thank you for coming. Good day and good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.